Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Knowledge and Nonsense. It's that time. I'm your host, Kenneth Campbell, and guess what? It's time to talk. A special thanks again to Calzura. Look at that. Again, thermally disinfected. You can thermally disinfect this shoe. You can sterilize this shoe. Strap, no strap. Get your pick. Best check the IFU, their own one source. Think about it, their own one source. Use that code, time to talk. Get your discount today. Yes, this is time to talk, but today, guess what? It's also time to give. You heard me. It's time to give. I have a special show for you today. I've invited some very special people who have a very special message for you, and I want to get straight to it because this is very important. I've invited Rhonda Lewis and a good friend of mine, LaWayne Perkins, and we want to talk about something. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let them talk about something because it's very important. I want to get right into it. So please welcome Rhonda Lewis and LaWayne Perkins. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome, welcome.
how are you, sir?
I am good. I'm good. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Thank you, thank you.
go ahead, Miss.
Well, I finally see I've got y'all to be here on time to talk.
Hey,
There was a waiting list. I had to get in line.
exactly,
You know,
exactly.
hey, you know what? When you bring a good product, you get a waiting list. You get a waiting list. You know what I mean?
I like
So,
that.
so as I stated, it's a time to talk, but today and tomorrow, I might add, it's a time to give. Scrub B cares. Can we tell the people what Scrub B cares means?
I could take that one. Scrubby Cares is actually our nonprofit under Scrub Ball.
Uh
So
huh.
when we kicked Scrub Ball off, we were really excited, like, hey, this is really good for to celebrate workers. But then we were like, what about the community? So many people are needing help right now that we started a nonprofit, which is Scrubby, because our not our logo, but our
Mascot.
mascot is a little bear. If you've seen our Scrubby Bear. So we did the Scrubby Bee Cares Fund that actually gives back strictly for the community, strictly to help healthcare with lunches and things that you said, can those people in Massachusetts get one? So this is what we use that money for, just to share the love. Share the love.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said the mascot's a bear. Where's my bear?
You know what?
See,
It's in the mail.
see,
It's in the
see,
mail.
Hey,
see. We got y'all off the wait list, and I don't even get a bear. Okay. All
We're
right.
waiting on you to come to Scrub Ball so we can personally hand you
right,
that baby.
right.
Okay.
Okay. So, so Scrub B Cares Foundation. It raises money for the community. I heard you say luncheons and things of that nature. So, as far as um, fundraising. Okay. So for Scrub Ball and things of that. So what are the other parts of the fundraising effort?
Well, I can jump in, Miss
Go
D.
ahead.
But what we understood was that healthcare is its own community, but we also come from a larger community, our home.
Okay.
And in our community, it those folks in need. Be it nursing homes, schools, education parameters. Many students and young folks who are aspiring to be where we are. You know, be it a nurse, surgical tech, or even a physician. We raise funds to take some of the stress off of their endeavors. Something as little as I can't afford my textbook for certification, or I worked hard all year but couldn't afford to come to the scrub ball. Now consider that, Kenneth, an entire organization dedicated to
Yeah.
folks who wear scrubs and those who support folks who wear scrubs. We can't get any more direct than that. You know, scrub be bear fun. So this is a direct a dedication to all of the hard work and efforts to folks who spend their whole lives taking care of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on that aspect, you say like just for somebody um, in a situation where they say like they can't get their books for certification, or they they can't, they want to go to scrub ball but can't get the scrub ball, and as D mentioned, like y'all sponsor luncheons and things like that. How do these people reach out to the Scrub B Care Fund?
All you have to do is we have phone, website. We have all kind of links. People can reach us any time of the day, not too late at night, but anytime. And for the lunches, if your hospital is wanting us to sponsor a lunch, reach out to us. It's as simply as filling out a form. How many people? Why should we? Why should we choose you out of the other hospitals? As far as scholarships, on our webpage, there is a site just for nominations, people that want to get a scholarship. They simply fill out an essay. Once or twice a year, we go through the essays. Who deserves this? Who do we feel like is really going to do it? And you base it on. You'd want to give it to everybody, but you can't. So we base it on how much time they invest in it. So I can tell you some of the things we've done this past year with the fundings. We've done so much stuff, but the thing that probably touched me the most, Kenneth, is all of it, but the nursing home. We took gifts and food to make sure that these people in the senior living center had Christmas, right? And
Right.
it almost broke my heart because they didn't want us to leave. So
Mm.
the workers, we sat down and had a big dinner with everybody because we're the ones, we took the food in, we took a couple of gifts for everybody, found out they had people that were bedridden. Some of them couldn't even eat, but we still went in their rooms just to say hi and set a gift by their bed, and then some of the couple of the families had not seen their parents in one, I know, 2 years, dropped them off and never came back to see them. So one of the ladies just kept like touching my hand, just so happy to have somebody that she felt like cared for her. And so even though this is not what we would say per se hospital, these are still patients. And these are still people that need somebody to reach out to them. But I'm telling you, 3 hours, we were like, we'll be there about an hour, eat a chicken leg and hand out a gift and go home. 3 hours later, I'm telling them, we gotta go. We gotta go. They started singing songs. They wanted us to sing with them. So it's things like that. Amory and myself took teddy bears. People donated money during the scrub ball, actually. And we took teddy bears to one of the hospitals. And to see even the way the nurses responded, not the kids, the nurses got so excited. Little bear in a scrub uniform. They're just like, oh my.
Right,
Oh
right.
my. So they started calling nurses all out to look at the bears, and they kept taking pictures. So it's these kind of things that make me want to continue, because this is a help. We're living in a time where people are depressed, people are scared, people don't know what to do. And I'm just learning, and it might be age. The older I get, sometimes it's the little things that make a difference in somebody's life. And that's what Scrubby Cares Fund is all about.
I just want to shout out. You got family checking in. I saw Joey and I saw Casey. I saw Arlene. Everybody's checking in, saying they're here with us tonight. And you touched on something that I wanted to ask about. Donnie's in the room. I just wanted to say, so if people can't donate money and they wanted to send, say, gifts, or they wanted to donate time, is that things that are possible with this particular thing if they're in your area and they wanted to have that experience of going to the nursing homes or being a part of something that you're doing at the hospital or just any of the events? Is that things that are possible as well?
Of course, of course. If you're in our area, come on. We just, what was that, about 3 weeks ago when school started? We did a day of giving out backpacks just to take some of the burden off the people, and we did that in partnership with Park in the Woods. So just a park, you see our little giving out the backpacks. So we did that in conjunction with them just to take some of the burden off the parents. So again, it's the little things, but we love for people to join in. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It's so vital. Kenneth and D, we work in healthcare. We know we help, and our entire life mission is helping others. But who's taking care of you? Who's watching your back, your family's back? Those seniors who may have been forgotten about in these nursing homes, right? So here's an organization that's dedicated once again to giving back to the people who support you. Healthcare givers, all you do is give. We heard the stories after COVID where nurses are just breaking down because they're simply overwhelmed. Who's looking out for that nurse? Who's taking
Right.
care of some of his or her responsibilities? So here's an organization that's reaching out, and we can use our community support to make a contribution to keep us going.
So I see that even down to like with the backpack giveaway, it's like what I saw what Miss Karen said right there. So you're investing in others. So even with the backpacks, it's more than just the healthcare. You're helping the community in a whole by taking that burden off of the parents that can't, or just somebody in need who needs the backpacks, and it's just helping in different ways. So Scrub Bees reaching a community as a whole in a different light altogether, just shining a light on all aspects of something.
Yeah. And you know what's
So
funny? I've not been to one of these things that I didn't meet a nurse or a scrub tech or somebody that's in the medical field, because we live life just like everybody else.
right,
We live life. Some of us are struggling. And one of the things that I hate, Kenneth, is that people don't tell you they're struggling. People who are really struggling don't often say, I'm struggling. You got a group of people who are so used to like just asking for things, they become comfortable. So it means nothing to them. Hey, I want that. I want this. People who are really struggling often go home in silence.
Mhm.
And so that's really what I'm getting out of this, because wow, oh, you're a nurse. Oh, you're what? You're a sterile processing technician. I'm meeting people in every walk of life, but yet we're on the same path a lot of times. So I am so loving this. I'm loving it. I'm just like, hey, girl, call me.
because I think that we're conditioned that when people say nurse or people say medical field, um, they don't think struggle.
Right.
For some reason, they think that pay
You're
bracket
way up.
that pay bracket takes you out of struggle.
Right.
But
Yep.
I've seen it in a lot of the fields too that nurses need help too.
You know
So
what?
everybody needs help. So
Everybody. You know what? Unfortunately, most of us live paycheck to paycheck, no
right.
matter how much money you make, because our lifestyle, we don't know. Most of us don't know have the discipline to stay beneath. So you may be in this big house, but if the mortgage is eating up your check, you in the same position I'm in. So
Right. I mean, yeah.
I'm
I
saying a
mean, you're
lot.
right. You're right. I mean, you're right. You're right.
Hmm.
Welcome, Sarah. Sarah joined us on the platform here. Sarah,
Sarah,
how are you?
Hi. I'm really liking being above all your credentials. It's making me feel some type of way. I don't know. All those letters look good down there. I'm just saying. I don't know.
So you joined us here, and what we're just covering. Hey, the giving of today, Scrub Bee Cares, the community aspect of giving back to the community,
Hmm.
asking for the donations, asking for donating your time. If you can give. A little bit goes a long way in this
Yeah.
setting. Dee talked about giving out the bears that I haven't received yet, but we're gonna talk about that at a later time. Um,
Scrubby
um,
holding out.
see what I'm saying? I saw Arlene say, so that's how you got to get the bear. You got to show up to scrub ball and
You
stuff.
gotta
But
show
we're
up.
gonna talk about that at another time. But
Show up.
Donnie says we are in a community and we often have unspoken needs, and that's truly what it is. But I like what they showed a picture. Dee showed a picture where they were at the backpack giveaway and things like that, where Scrub Bee Cares has come through. So again, we're here. It's time to give. Again, Wayne, could you tell people how they can reach out, how they can give, if they can give, how they can reach out to you and give at this time that we're asking right now?
We will be running tomorrow. We'll still be continuing on with the giving. You can reach us. I think I saw a link go by. You can go to scrubball.com and just go to care fund, and you can hit the donate button there. You can call us. We have a couple of operators sitting there that are taking calls all day. And you can do this tonight, 3 a.m. It doesn't matter. The donate button is the donate button.
Right.
So
Right.
you don't even have last night. Well, I woke up this morning. I was like, hey, people been giving throughout the night. Now I like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a great day today, people calling in. But I'll be glad. The number, I think Sharon had it all scrolling, but you can call us. You can reach out to us, scrubball.org. You can always remember that if you can't remember anything else. Okay. All right. Find me. I'll tell you what to do. D. Lewis, Deronda Lewis on LinkedIn, Deronda Lewis on Facebook. Whatever you need, I'll take care. I've been saying, Anita Baker, you can reach me by airplane. You can reach me. I don't care how you get there. Just get there if you can.
I think that's the most important point, is that even when the cameras aren't rolling, that this doesn't stop. I think that's like what she was saying. It doesn't matter when you give, how much you give. This is an ongoing effort, and anything you give, we are greatly appreciative. I'm glad that they are here now, and even like I said, when the cameras are gone, they're still going to be here. Donate, donate, donate. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we are gladly accepting anything you can give, and I'm just glad to be a part of this. And let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
It's so important. How when you give are able to share from yourself, how rewarding is that? Explain that feeling.
Oh my goodness.
But wait, so giving is 365, just like all the departments we work in, right? I'm just saying, unless you work in a surgical center, which is like, who doesn't want to work in a surgical center? Am I right? But all facilities are 24/7, 365. And giving extends I loved when I jumped on and everybody was talking about how healthcare professionals, we have lives outside of the department. And, I think it would be profound to be able to impact and help those before they're our colleagues, right? So I remember growing up, and there was this idea that if doing the wrong thing was the only thing that kept you doing the right thing, we really needed to reevaluate why we were doing the right thing, right? So I think it's so important that the Scrubby Care Fund really represents that you can just do something genuine without being put in a position to feel like you have to, right? Because you can do it at any given time. It serves so many different spaces independently from healthcare, just in a space where it's like, hey, we're professionals. We get it. We want to show up for our communities before they're our patient, before they're our colleague, before they need us. We wanted to be there and be ready and be available. So I think that it's pretty cool. And listen, not for nothing, the Scrubby Bears, they are so cute. They've got some threads. Oh my gosh, last year there were tie-dye ones. They looked like little hippies. Oh my God, they were so cute. And I remember seeing people leave with them like on their hip, like they were their buddies. And I just loved when Miss D shared the picture, because like you're given a bear, right? But everyone in that picture was smiling.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Sarah.
And listen, now we all know Miss D. She always smiling, right? So it's like, okay.
Sarah.
But, you know.
Sarah, I wouldn't know that yet. I haven't got one yet. I wouldn't know that yet, Sarah.
So you're
She
going to
said
have
my-
to
she
take a
says it's
picture
in
of
the
the
mail.
biggest
She
smile,
says
right,
it's in the
Ken?
mail, Sarah. I wouldn't know. It's in the mail.
We're
I wouldn't know yet.
gonna do a bear and name it Kenneth. Okay.
Yeah. We'll give it like a mic. It'll be
Wait, I
time
have
to
to
talk.
laugh at Arlene's comment here. I heard there might be a set of Screwball 23 tickets given away tonight. I don't know where you got that, but let me tell you, before Screwball, there will be some tickets giving out. And I do want to tell people how they get the ticket. We do nominations, right? So you can actually nominate a healthcare worker to come to Screwball. You have to tell us why you think they deserve it. And this doesn't matter if you're in Texas, New York, it doesn't matter. You nominate somebody that you feel deserves this, because ultimately our goal is to take care of our family.
Right.
If you're in healthcare, you're our family. And you know, we're learning now more and more about just mental depression, and people have to unwind and woosah and all this kind of stuff. Screwball will allow you to do that. Come in, let us pamper you, and anybody who's been, I don't think you get a lot of rest.
No, you don't.
we have something going on around the clock.
That's right.
You'll
Wait.
have a lot of fun. One of the things when we go to conferences that I hate is through the day, it's all good with the class. At night, everybody like, what are you gonna do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. So at Screwball, we said, let's give them something to do.
Yeah, Screwball is like, when do we get to sleep? When can we go to bed?
Right. So this year, y'all, we're actually doing the Boots and Boogie. That's our first night. And then we're having a karaoke competition the second night where you can win $500 and have the start when you discovered. Okay.
Okay.
Then the third night, of course, is our formal dinner dance. So we got something for everybody. Okay.
So that's the Screwball giveaway. So I also, heard through the grapevine, is that the same ticket giveaway for conference, or is that different?
It's all one. If you get a Screwball, it covers everything.
Okay.
Well, let me say this: it covers everything but the leaders. The leaders is often a different price, but it covers all of our day sessions, all of our evening sessions.
Okay. So that's Screwball. So what about the scholarships?
Oh my God, tell them about oh my gosh. I remember when the scholarship, Kenneth, when the scholarship was given away, it was this huge check. You felt like you won like Publishing Clearinghouse. Like, oh my gosh, it was such a moment. Like, it was so cool to witness that and see that direct impact. It was so cool. I want a big check. No, I'm just kidding. But it was a big check.
Yeah, it was really cool. I remember the young lady that won the scholarship, how it was. And when she shared her story, she shared that most of her life, she had a vision of being an airplane pilot, and that she has a lot of family within the cell processing community, and she took a way in besides just a financial way and some support. And she did her due diligence and wrote the essay, and she was selected. And to see that smile on her face, she's gonna do great things. She really is. And we got to part of her story.
So for people who don't know the process, so young adults, I guess I'm assuming high school.
She high school, young adults. Adults is not limited by age,
right,
or region.
Okay.
No, this is a open for folks who are in a position or who has a want to grow. And when we say, Kenneth, this is for the community, people taking care of peoples, is truly firm to that role. We want to get the word out far and wide and help as many as we possibly can.
So they go through an application process where they have to write an essay of some sort, and they submit it, and they are chosen, I guess, from the Scrub Bee Cares committee. And I guess, like Sarah said, they get the big check. So they get
cool.
So and so is that given to them at like say like an awards ceremony? They get invited to like is it at Scrub Ball that they get presented the check,
Mm.
But
or is it a different ceremony?
yeah, last year there was an entire section just for the reward recipients. Um,
Okay.
Gave them their space, and the young lady was even brave enough to express her story. And it was a memorable event. I'll never
Okay.
forget the speech, the smile on her face when she received it. And those are memories that stick with you.
Okay. Again, like I said, out here touching lives, even from like I said, it doesn't matter what genre you come from. You're saying like from older adults, young adults, in the field, out the field. You're touching from the younger youth, backpacks, lunches for different facilities. In the nursing homes, Scrub Bee Cares definitely is touching many, many different lives in many different ways. Again, if you can give from the phone to getting online, donate, donate, donate. We're here. Like Sarah says, 365. Arlene said, what is more bang for your buck?
Look
Look
at how
there on
big
the
that is.
screen. Look there on the screen. You see it. She has the big check. She won the. I see the smile. That is definitely life changing right there. That's definitely life changing right there.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? This is just the beginning. This
Yes,
is
definitely.
of Scrub Ball, and the ball is the culmination of excitement, the true gala to represent that celebration. Celebrating the hard work, those long nights, those long days, and you're able,
Yes.
right, with your peers to say, "Look what we accomplished." Just a way to say thank you. And the Scrubby Care Fund and organization is out doing the same in the community. You know how good it feels for a child to receive a backpack. Growing up, I remember I was one of those kids who couldn't get a new book bag every year,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
And it's almost a sense of pride when you could walk into school the first day of school and you got, it's the sense of confidence. So I can definitely resonate with that feeling of giving and receiving because I was on both ends.
Hmm.
So we certainly want to ask our family, friends, and community for additional support. We want to continue to chain the chain of giving. We want to infect everyone with the spirit of giving,
Hmm.
so that they can go ahead and pass it on.
I like how you said infect because when we're in sterile processing, infection's like the biggest no-no, but as long as it's giving and passion, feel free to have it in the sterile processing department. Am I right? So,
Right.
and I think my favorite part about the scrub ball was just so much fun, but my favorite part after the scrub ball was following up with the different award recipients rather, and seeing them spread the news of their award or their rewards, dare I say. So, and seeing them post about what they had gotten, what they had said, how much it impacted them, because seeing how giving affects individuals, it feels good. But when you hear them say back, saying like, look, this did something for me, and they're sharing it, that it just makes the whole reason resonate, and it's like, yes, yes. And, Scrubby Care did that. And I think that seeing that was like, yeah, because it's also exciting in the moment, but the afterwards, when it really sits in and you're looking at a big check or a glass plaque or replaying the video that you sent in to talk about how great you are about your team, that hits, that resonates, and I think that's profound.
It truly does.
Okay, yeah. Hey, we're gonna go to a quick commercial and we'll get right back to this right after that. Let's go to commercial and hey, let's get back to the giving.
Hello, my fellow healthcare colleagues. It's your CSS nerd, Sarah B. Cruz of Pre-Treat CSS. As a sterile processing professional, we are charged with demonstrating integrity through our strong morals and ethics. From ambulatory centers to Trauma One hospitals, we dedicate ourselves to patient safety every day in our department. I know that is a mission we all share throughout patient care. We hear all the time about how our patients have a life to get back to, one that is quite literally put on pause until our intervention. Imagine if we could be a part of the positive patient experience before they became our patient. What if we could directly affect their quality of life through small but impactful gestures? The Scrub Bee Care Fund does just that. We're talking about a donation-based fund that shows up for our patients' communities through providing financial scholarships to low-income recipients, donating Scrubby Bear teddy bears and smiles to patients in children's medical centers, job fair participation and support, and even supporting senior living facilities and public schools by providing meals. The Scrub Bee Care Fund also recognizes that you have a life to be a part of outside of the healthcare setting. Your support and donations will be used to sponsor up to 10 tickets to nominated healthcare employees to conference and award galas, as well as quarterly luncheons and appreciation events that offer way more than just a pizza to hospital employees. These contributions really align with my commitment to the sterile processing industry. Through Pre-Treat CSS, I work directly with sterile processing professionals to help them onboard into their career mindset with professional development tools and strategy. Together, we put the CSS in their success. Like the Scrub Bee Care Fund, we aim to impact and serve our industry professionals when they need us most. That's why I am proud to donate $500 on behalf of Pre-Treat CSS to the Scrub Bee Care Fund. You can have a direct impact like this by donating. Just like our roles in healthcare, every person matters and every little bit counts. Donate today through this link or QR code and be a part of the moment that helps people. Mom, brothers, partners, significant others. Be someone that invests in their lives before they're our patient or colleague. Thank you again for everything you do. Sincerely, I feel so honored to be a part of an industry that uses purpose and passion to commit themselves to the mission of our patients' safety. From nurses to vendors and everywhere in between, you're the real MVPs. Bye.
All right, Miss Sarah.
Okay, Sarah. I see you, Sarah.
Woo!
Yes.
We love it. We love it. Can I just say this? This is the perfect time to donate. We're doing end of year taxes. Some of you need write-off. I mean, let's just be real. We're helping the community. Some
There
of
you
y'all
go.
need some tax write-offs. You need some tax breaks. Here is the perfect opportunity to dump some of that money, to donate some of that money, and use it as a tax write-off. We are non-profit. We're 501c3, so everything is tax deductible that you give. The second thing, if anybody's listening, we're still looking for sponsors for the Scrub Ball. So we'd love for you to contact us if you'd like to be a sponsor. And my last thing that I'm going to say is I kind of had a moment when y'all were talking about the scholarships. The lady that won the scholarship in 22 just graduated my class last night. And she came on today and talked about the experience. She'd been studying, doing self-study for almost a year, but just couldn't get it in, just couldn't lock it in. Because first of all, you need a lot of discipline to just look at a computer and read a book and you don't know what it's talking about. So anyway, after a year, she finally decided and she applied for the scholarship. She won it. And she's supposed to, I think we're trying to get her in the hospital in the next 3 weeks. So I'm very excited about that. And we stick with them till they actually get a job. We hold their hands every step of the way through book, hands-on, to get a job. And then we feel like we're putting a productive person into the community. Those are the things that Scrub Bee Cares Fund allows us to do. You're on mute, Sarah. I can't see that.
All right, you ready? We're gonna donate live. Let's hope it doesn't decline. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be fine.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Bada boom.
Woo! Some
Well,
of you
bam.
follow suit.
Let's
Follow
go.
that
There you
donate
go.
button. Okay, it's that simple. Click the button. How much? Bam.
It was just that. It was just that easy.
It's just that easy. And we send you, if you request it, we will send you the information so you can put it on your taxes. It's just that easy. Okay.
I like what Miss Karen said. She says it scares me to think where I might be today if people that I knew and didn't know hadn't invested time and money in me.
Mm.
That's a powerful statement because you don't know. Like I said, we are helping people in that way. Like if the money wanted to help somebody that, like you said, the people that she knew and didn't know.
Right.
That's the impact that we're having.
Right.
A lot of these people don't know us. We don't know them, but we're going out and touching lives in communities that we're not even a part of.
Yeah.
Like it's just that simple.
Yeah.
Right. And if I could share just a little bit of the beginning of my sterile processing story, because that I am definitely here just because of the investment people have put into my own professional development and believing in me, right? So philosophically and supporting me emotionally and in that space, but literally financially. So when I was moving into sterile processing, first of all, I didn't know I was moving into sterile processing. Nobody ever really does until it's too late, right? But I was a vet tech and I had wanted to go to sterile processing school so that I could get really good at, turning over this Kirsten Ronger that the neurosurgeon that I worked for loved. So we were flashing it. So I'm like, well, let me go to school for this. And my Nana gave me the money to go to my local community college to attend my course. She bought my book. She paid for the class. She bought the book for my medical terminology class, that course. And then she even paid for an accelerated course in basic healthcare math. So I wouldn't really even be here because it's not like I had credit and I was a vet tech and they don't make a tremendous amount of money. I had just moved into my very first apartment, was struggling significantly to even just keep my car on the road, So for her to just really I remember going to see her. And I said, Nana, I want to go to the school. I think it can help me in my job. I think it'll help me get a promotion. And she was like, I was like, can you lend me money? And she said yes. And now, not for nothing, my Nana is a very, very good woman. God bless her soul. She left us about 6 years ago, but she does not give out money. Okay. She clinches the purse tight. Okay. So for her, she didn't give me an answer that night. She said, Sarah, I need to think about it. And she has a really thick accent because she was from Queens. So she had a really thick New York accent. And then she called me 2 days later and she told me to come back and get a check. And she said who to make the check out to.
Wow.
So literally exactly what Karen's talking about. And, just this moment here where it's like, now I have the space as Pre-Treat CSS, Sarah B. Cruz, running a small business LLC to promote sterile processing professionals in their own development and really help invest in them. It feels good to be able to, so it's in the name of Pre-Treat CSS, but I almost feel like I just did a number one for the Nana, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yes.
It took someone taking that risk on me, and she didn't know what sterile processing was, and she didn't ask me for a 101 either, because I didn't really know what it was either. So it's not like I could give her this profound speech. And she took the chance, and she invested in me, and she believed in me, and frankly, it's paid. I think it's paid off. So yeah, I love that.
Yes,
So,
thank you.
I got a question. I got a question for the group. So I see something where it says, help with hospital employee appreciation events and job fair participation. Can we explain that for people who don't know how we help the community with that type of stuff?
Sure. I think even this year we're planning on doing a job fair attached to the scroll and just have companies come in. Because again, if you work in a hospital or a healthcare clinic, I don't care what it is, you have a shortage right now. Everybody is hurting And there are people out there is just trying to match the right people to the right positions, and remind people, look, that extra money is gone. Go back to work. So anyway,
Right. Right.
You're telling the truth, though. I mean, you're right.
Long it.
Very true.
well,
Even
that's one of
even
the things that we like to do, job fairs in the
Uh-huh.
community. And then the lunches, we often just like it's funny, I just called a hospital. This one is in Texas, but you don't have to be in Texas for us to, we can order food from anywhere for a lunch, right? And have it sent. So you don't have to be in Texas. But this hospital has actually worked with us so long just in allowing students that I felt like it would be really nice to do something for them. So just out of the blue, I called the manager, said, hey, how many staff do you have? And she told me, and I said, lunch will be on us. And and that can happen anywhere. You feel like your hospital's working hard, but even with that, who cares? A lunch, but people are so moved that you want to do them. We've sent donuts, we've sent cookies, and people are like, wow.
Oh my God, I love donuts. That's a love language, Miss B. Oh my gosh.
I
Listen,
feel
that's
like
a love language.
I think people just get excited because they feel like you're doing something for them. And one of the things I always love doing is great to do things for people who don't necessarily have to give it back to me. It's great just to be able to say, here, let me help you today. Let me do this. So that's what those are. So if you got a hospital in, I don't care, Florida, Maine, New York, and you think they deserve it, send those in. We try to do that quarterly, where we would supply lunch for a facility.
Well, Ms. D, just this past weekend, the Scrub Bowl and Scrubby Bear Fund were primary donors to this education symposium in Fort Myers, Florida. Scrubby Bear made a surprise appearance. Came there and everyone was happy to see this beautiful, funny bear. Lunch was provided, CEUs was provided, and guess what? Scrub Ball Foundation, Scrubby Bear Foundation, Scrub Ball Organization were primary donors and sponsors.
Yeah, exactly. Because we didn't even charge the people. Nobody paid to come, right?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Florida gets everything. When are you guys coming to Connecticut to do this stuff? Come on now.
When are you ready?
Come on. Well, not in the winter. I won't do that.
That's what I
guys,
was like. When
Southern
it's not
folks.
cold.
That's not all right. But
You see, I don't know
like, hey,
answer.
Florida gets everything.
So even if if an organization wanted y'all to come and be a part of, say, like a chapter meeting or anything of that nature, and wanted Scrubby Bear, that might be the only way I can get one. So if Scrubby Bear, they wanted y'all to come and be a part of their organization or something like that, they would just reach out to y'all and have y'all come and speak and talk about some of these things in person. They can have y'all come and do something of that nature.
Call it. That would be a Luane project, but call it. Now I do know Sharon and I are going to Florida to be with Miss Arlene. I know, back to Florida.
See, Florida, man.
They asked us. Okay, so we are going back to Florida. I believe it's next month, somewhere in there. So again, I really do believe it. People think you're joking when you say let's work as a team.
So you go to Florida, Luane get to come over here to Connecticut and Massachusetts where it's cold at. Okay, all right.
No, we can't have him come up here when it's cold, Ken.
Hey,
That's not right.
I don't mind.
New York, he can hang.
I don't mind. Let's make it happen. This is why we need the help of our community. These are events sometimes don't get all of the publicity, all of the grandeur and lights, but it's happening, right?
Right.
These are some of the industry's best after work, still putting in work.
Okay.
We're always asked, how do you impact change? Simple, change your impact.
Yeah.
Dang, Luane, can we get that on a shirt?
I did like that. I did like that one.
Woo! You got to write that down.
Let's get it. Let's get to it.
How
do you make an impact? Change your impact.
I know Miss Cherry is on here, and I'm not just saying this to blow her horn. I have great bosses. But when I first came to work for SIPS, they were giving back 10% just to community projects. who you could send in, and if you had, a good thing you needed, they would pick a good one, and 10% automatically went back into the community, and that has stuck with us. So I think a lot. I'm one of these. I've been saying all day. If your fist is like this, nobody can put anything in it. Because you're not trying to give anything up, but you're not receiving. Often if your hand is open, you never know what's going to happen. And I really have to applaud Miss Cherry, because I think a lot of where we are today is because of what she and Donnie did way back then. I mean, if you think about it, SIPS was started in 2005. To still be around, we went through the mini depression a few years ago. Now we went through COVID. So to still be standing and still be sending people out and still be hiring, that's a miracle. But I do believe it's because for years, their hands were like this, constantly giving. And as you can see, we're still giving. And I just believe that's why we're still receiving.
Yeah, agreed. Well said.
Yeah. Again, everybody listening, everybody watching, hey, 365, you can give long after the cameras are off. As Dee said, the donate button still works. Even when you click it, it's still going to work. Hey, as Sarah just showed you, she did it live on camera. Donate, donate, donate. Dee, could you give them one more time how they can donate?
You can call me. You can go to scrubball.org and look for the Care Bear. That donate button is right there. We will be all day tomorrow. We'll have operators on the phone just taking your calls if you want to do it. The number you can call 972-572-1988. Somebody will be glad to take your call. You can go in there tonight, 2, 3, 4 in the morning if you're wide awake, can't sleep, and just say, let me play with some money. And you go find that Care Bears, and literally it just opens up. And how much do you want to donate? Put your name, because we want to send you a thank you, and you push the button. It's that simple. That simple. Okay.
And you feel good doing it. You feel so good doing it.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna, I imagine that little person again getting that book bag, or that elder in the senior living facility who family may have forgotten about, they're no longer around. That stuff resonates. This could be your kid. This could be you as an elder when you get older.
Yeah.
So we want to empower this organization to thrive, to be able to support our community and to grow.
Yes. I was just telling the story today on the telethon. Y'all, we have been on that phone all day long. Okay.
Miss D. You had
long.
Amory with you.
Yes.
Chrissy coming in. Donnie, that was awesome, man.
It was nice, but I was like, I keep taking on these projects, and then halfway through, I'm like, why?
You're just so good, Miss Dawn.
But one of the things today that I talked about is my grandmother did quilts, right? Gorgeous quilts out of how old people used to do these quilts. And I've been begging for a new quilt, and my grandmother did me one. And I went to get it, put it in the trunk, and it rode around in the trunk for about 3 months. So I must not have really needed it. I just wanted it, right? I'm leaving a convenience store and it's snowing. I'm thinking I got to go home, get under a blanket, chill. I look to my side and there's a guy laying in the snow. No coat, nothing. Broke my heart. Look, I'm about to cry thinking about it. Broke my heart. And I was just like, Lord, the thought just hit me. Wow, what is happening? The people literally have to live like this. And we can say it's mental illness. We can say, they're alcoholics. We can say a lot of things, but does it matter? Doesn't matter why. If they're in that condition, is that not still my brother, my sister, And so anyway, I was like, how can I help him? How can I help? And that quilt came to my mind. And I was like, here, I'm getting my grandma's brand new quilt. I can't give up that quilt. My grandmother just made it. But I could not leave that convenience store without, I got out. He was laying there and I just put the quilt over him. I didn't know what mental state he was in. The man just burst into tears. And he said, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. So he was in his right mind. And all the way home, I just kept thinking, we're so quick to judge how people got in these situations. But I don't know your story. I don't know. I don't know what happened. And I just told him, I said, look, I'm giving you this brand new quilt I've never even slept under. If you leave this spot, you better make sure that quilt goes with you.
What I want to do right now, I know we're almost at the time, but I want to do one thing. I'm going to go around this screen. I'm going to start with Sarah. Why should people give? Yeah, I'm going to do that. What is Scrub Bee cares? Why should people give?
People should give because Scrubby cares. Genuinely, honestly, without anything in return. And it's profound when people give so willingly without getting anything in return. And I think that that's impactful. And if you get something in return, that's always great, but that's not the intention that we do it. And Scrubby Cares demonstrates that with selfless acts of community service for people that aren't even our patients or may not be professional colleagues yet or are our professional colleagues, and they don't just focus on one area. I mean, they're real good to sterile processing professionals, but nurses, I mean, they even give shout out to vendors like, can a red cap get some love?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's because Scrub Bee cares that you should give.
Right.
It's just a good spot.
Lorraine?
Well said. Well, you should give because you don't have to. We know you want to. You know, no one's gonna remember how well you put together that basic set, or how well you ran those washers or sterilizers, or how well you sutured up that last stitch. They're gonna remember who you were and what was your impact. So it's important for us to impact the next generation and the generation behind us. You know, no one gets left behind. And one way to ensure that is to put your money where your mouth is and support organizations that are out there hitting the ground and putting in the good works. You may not have the time, you may not have the interest, but Scrub Bee Care Fund does. So please dig deep, reach deep, and give from your heart.
D?
I would have to agree. You know, I'm just gonna say this one thing. Sometimes, you know, people like scrub out $300. But anybody that's been to Scrub Ball know that we put well over $300 into Scrub Ball with everything we've incorporated into it, because that's what we care. We don't want you to just come and have a normal experience. We want you to come home feeling like, wow, that was great. And if you talk to people, Kenneth, I'm sure you have, that's what you've heard. Wow, that was great. Because we really go overboard trying anything we do, we want to do well. And that's where your money goes. Why should you donate? Because we all can't move mountains singly. But if we can get together and push that thing, sometimes we'll see some rocks start to crumble down. So you don't have to get big, just give. And together it becomes big.
I'm going to close out with this only because I feel it's important. I've only told one person, one other person knows this story in its entirety, so I'm going to paraphrase it because it pertains to me. I did 18 years in the military, came out of the military, worked for this other company for a brief period of time. I heard about SIPs depart. Hey, it was woman-run company. Give them a chance, give them a chance. I got sent on my first assignment to a small town in West Virginia. For people who know what West Virginia is, it's a town that nobody wants to visit. So I was in West Virginia on this contract, and I love the company from the people that I met. Everybody knows how I feel about Donnie. That's my favorite person in the whole world. But so being a lone tech on this assignment, they tell me one day, hey, the owner of the company says she's coming out here to see you. Said the owner of the company. And lo and behold, one day, Miss Karen Cherry pops up in lonely West Virginia to see a tech that just started with the company to have lunch. Now, me being new to the company, I thought this was the greatest thing in the world. And to have a conversation with the lady that owns the company who took the time to invest in her employees, I can honestly tell you that that is the moment that changed my life forever as a thorough processor person.
Mm.
I can say from what she said earlier, and I told you, I've only told one other person this story ever, that one singular moment has made me the person that I am today. That sat across from the table, me on my probably second assignment as a tech, sitting across from the table that the person that owned her own company that built it from her ground up, she took the time to come to West Virginia to talk to a tech that just joined her company and invested that time to see how I was doing, adjusting to an assignment, and just wanted to make sure I was adjusting. And she, told me her story, just asked about me. That moved mountains for me. So when she talked about, hey, where would I be if, people that I knew or didn't know invested that time? And it wasn't even about money. That was investing time. Because she didn't have to come to West Virginia. Right? Let's be real about that. So that's what I want to leave people with. The movement that I get from the Scrub Bee Cares and what they're trying to do, like LaWayne said, from that little kid getting the backpack, to D said, that person that clutches that bear, to setting in the nursing home, to like Sarah just did, the donations. All of those things matter to different people for different reasons. The movement itself is a great movement. To that young lady's smile when she was holding the big check, those things are monumental to so many people on different levels. If you can give, please give. Please give. We are here. The platform will be open. As Dee said, even when the cameras go off, the button still works, whether it's 1 o'clock in the moment. She said you can reach it by railroad, by subway, by boat. She don't care. The phone is always working. This was always tonight, all the way into the morning, all the way to tomorrow. You can call 214-302-8993. The phone lines will be open. Call and donate to the Care Fund, Scrub Bee Cares, Scrub Ball 2023. We hope to see everybody there. I'm going to be checking my mailbox. I want my Scrub Bee bear. Hey, D said it's in the mail. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, D. Thank you, LaWayne. Thank you, Sarah. Hey, this has been Time to Talk. Hey, it's time to give. Time to give. Time to give. Until next time, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.